Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome if you're new. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about how what you focus on is your prayer. Now, I don't mean this in a religious way. This applies to anybody, whether you're religious or not, whether you're spiritual, whether you're atheist. This literally applies to everybody because everybody has a mind, everybody thinks, everybody creates. Yes, so let's get into the video. So when I say what you focus on is your prayer, what I mean is that we are constantly focusing on something because we are constantly thinking. There are always thoughts going on in our minds. We always have dominant thoughts that are at play, whether we are conscious of them or not. And we are always feeling something, whether you are conscious of what you are feeling or not. And our dominant thoughts always have dominant feelings that are in alignment with the thoughts. So when I say what you focus on is what you focus on is your prayer, what I mean is that because we're always focusing on something, because we're always thinking, we're always in a state of prayer. And again, when I say prayer, I don't mean this in a religious sense. I just mean we're always in a state of creation. We're always creating something. We're never not creating. So, prayer is more like when somebody says that they want to pray for something, it basically means that they're trying to bring something into their life. They're trying to make something physical. They're trying to create an experience for themselves or for somebody else. That's what prayer is, right? So since we're always thinking, we're always focusing on something, we're always feeling something, we are always manifesting. We are always praying. We are always in a state of prayer. So because we understand that we're always in a state of prayer, this allows you to see yourself as a creative person. We're constantly creating. And because you understand that you're constantly creating, this allows you to have a different approach towards your life and just practice mindfulness. Because you know how powerful your mind is, and because you know that every thought you have creates, every thought, your dominant feelings are creating, your dominant thoughts are creating. So because of that, you become intentional, you become conscious, you become a conscious creator. And different communities express it differently. People will say, oh, I'm manifesting this. Others will say, oh, I'm praying for this. Whatever word you use, it's really the same thing. We're all doing the same thing. People just use different languages based off what they're connected to, what they feel drawn to, but it's really just the same thing. And this is why, regardless of what religion you come from, when you believe in something, when you believe something, it happens. You make it happen. Whether you're atheist, whether you're Christian, whether you're Muslim, if you believe something, it happens, because the common denominator here is belief. What you believe in is what you experience. When you truly believe something, when you fully consume yourself, when your mind is crowded with an idea, when it's all you think about, when it's who you are, you create that thing for yourself. So because of that, I was saying earlier, we understand that being mindful is important, because you know how creative you are. Then it only makes sense to become mindful with what you're consuming, what you allow in your mind through conversations, through your own thoughts, through what you read, what you listen to, what you consume on social media. You just become mindful because you understand that what you continuously feed your mind is eventually what will become a dominant thought or a belief. And because you understand that you're always creating, you want to be intentional with what you're allowing inside your consciousness, what you're allowing inside your spirit, your body, your mind. So if somebody says something like, oh, I'm trying to manifest an SP, or I'm trying to manifest a car into my life, sometimes I think it creates the idea that you're not manifesting, and then when you're trying to manifest is when you're manifesting. Or when people say, oh, I'm going to pray for this tonight, I think it creates the idea that you're not praying in that moment, but when you go home, then you kneel down and do what you do, then you're going to be praying. But the thing is, you're always praying, you're always manifesting, you're always creating. We're constantly creating. We're never not creating. We're never not separate from the creative power, because regardless of where you come from and who you are, every single person has God in them. Every single person has the creative power within them, the God in them, whether you are conscious of it or not. The God power is within every single person at all times. The only difference is that when you set time aside to say, oh, I want to manifest this thing, what you're doing is you're just creating time to be conscious of what you are creating. But there's so much beauty in always being conscious of what you are creating, always being mindful with what you are thinking, always choosing what thoughts you entertain, always choosing what you decide is true for you through your beliefs. Not waiting for specific times of the day for you to then be conscious of what you're thinking, but instead being conscious with what you think and what you consume throughout your day as a way of life. And this isn't done in an obsessive way. This isn't to make you paranoid and feel like you constantly have to watch your thoughts in a way that is exhausting and just taking away from you, maybe even creating a bit of fear because you're afraid that if you think this, then this will happen. That's not the point at all. That's the complete opposite, actually, of what I'm saying. It's just to allow you to just be mindful and to choose what you feel is best for you at all times. And the beauty in this is that it becomes easier over time. When you naturally think something over and over again, it just becomes the way you think naturally without having to remind yourself. So if you're always telling yourself that you are loved, let's say every single time you think of love, you always think, and I'm not only speaking about romantic relationships, guys, I'm just love in general, right? Love from your parents, love from your friends, love from your siblings, love from the world in general, like how the world responds to you. When you go to the bank, when you go to the store, when you go to the cinema, how everyone interacts with you, how everyone responds to you. Let's say you want to experience, if you want to have more loving experiences with every single person, right? So then you tell yourself, I'm loved, I'm loved, I'm loved, I'm loved, or whatever sentence you want, really, whatever means you're loved to you. Let's say you feed yourself with such thoughts often. You get to a point where that's just how you think naturally. You won't have to keep telling yourself. It just becomes who you are. So mindfulness there's so much growth in being mindful, because you get to points where you don't constantly have to keep telling yourself and reminding yourself. You just are that person. And there are times when you can be that way from the beginning of the journey. Like, it doesn't have to be a process. It doesn't have to take time. You don't have to do it over and over again for it to become your thought. You can just decide in the moment and say, you know what, right now I'm loved, and that's it. Like, that's all I experience. That is what my life is about. That is who I am. That is what's true for me. I'm loved and I'm loved, period. And you go on with your life, and that's just what it is for you. Because if you think about it, whenever we think of negative things, right, there are times when you just think of something negative once and it's enough to create a ripple effect of negative experiences. It's the same thing with positive thoughts. Sometimes you can think, not only sometimes, actually, I take that back, anytime you can think of something positive once and say, this is true for me, and that's it. It's true for you because you decided that it's true for you. So all I'm saying is, because what we focus on is our prayer, we are basically always praying. We're always in a state of creation. We're always creating. And because you're always creating, it only makes sense to always be conscious with what you allow in your mind. It's the same way you would be intentional with, or you would be mindful with who you allow in your house, right? You don't allow anybody in your house. It's the same thing with the mind. The mind is such a I use the word powerful a lot. I can't think of anything else to use, but I would say powerful. Like, the mind is such a powerful place, tool, or whatever you can call it. The mind is just so powerful. So being intentional with what we allow in our minds is extremely important. And when you understand who you are, when you know how powerful you are, when you know how creative you are, when you understand that you are the physical manifestation of God itself, himself, herself, whatever you want or choose to believe, when you understand that God resides within you and you are the physical manifestation of God, then you understand that you don't play with yourself. You don't just allow anything into your mind. If you don't like something, you say, nope, that is not true for me. If you come across information that makes you feel uncomfortable, right, you can just say, no, that's not true for me. Even if this is what people are saying is the only thing that happens, or this is just reality, or this is just how life is. Nope. You can always decide what is true for you. You always have the power to choose what is true for you, always. And yeah, so that's the point of my video, guys. We're always creating, so it only makes sense to always be intentional, as opposed to waiting to think a certain way. Only when you're praying is when you think positively, or is when you're going to have faith. Only when you're manifesting is when you're going to think positively and going to have faith in whatever. No, like, you always have faith, you always think positively, you always speak in your favor and think in your favor. And again, this is not like toxic positivity, like, oh, always be positive, always think positive. In case it comes out that way, that's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say, however, is look at it this way. The same way that there are people who constantly think negatively is the same way you can also constantly think positively. Both are equally possible. It's just about choice. That is all. And you just keep choosing every day. When something comes to mind, you choose what you want to believe. That's all. It's not impossible to choose what you want as much as you can. And it's not unrealistic. I just think that we're kind of programmed to see thinking negatively as more realistic as opposed to thinking positively. And I can understand where that comes from because of experiences and, past traumas, and just people's different life experiences can lead to thinking the way we do. I get that. But we always have the free will to choose how we are going to think. That's the beauty of life, is that regardless of what you've gone through, you can choose what thought you're going to dwell in. And all I'm saying is, it's such a beautiful thing to continuously choose only the thoughts that you want to be true for you. And nobody can tell you you can't do that. If you feel like you can't do it, then that's how you feel for yourself. But everybody has the free will in any moment, at any time, to choose what they want to believe is true for them. You can always choose what is true for you. And in any state, in any moment, that itself is creative power, because we are always creating. We are always praying, we are always manifesting, we are always in a state of creation. We are never not creating. So therefore, being intentional with what you choose to believe is true for you at every given time is such a powerful practice, guys. So yeah, that's what I had for you guys in this video. I hope you enjoyed it. See you in the next video. And if you would like support in your journey of changing how your mind works and getting rid of your limiting beliefs and thinking in your favor, basically, I offer coaching services, and my link is in the description. So if you would love support from me, feel free to reach out to me. Thank you, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.